Okay, selection criteria. Okay, so another sources that you can use to help you to acquire specific material is by selection criteria. Okay, so first things first, I would like to explain to you what is selection criteria. Selection criteria is a list of it's a checklist of it is a checklist which help the teachers to make right decisions, right decision over the quality or over the best materials that they can obtain from different sources. Macam tu. Okay, so decision about whether the teachers they want to use a particular instructional materials or not, it depends on several factors. Okay, so teachers, if you want to choose that particular item or materials, so you have to consider a few factors. There are many questions that you need to ask first before you can choose that particular materials. Okay, first, question is, does the item that you want to use match the curriculum syllabus? So you start to make comparisons. Okay, so you tengok learning objective match tak dengan materials that you want to choose. Okay, so kalau dia tak match, so you have to reject it. Kalau dia match, okay, then you can use that. Okay, not only that, not only that questions, we have another questions. Okay, it is these materials provide you with accurate and current information. So I have to check in terms of spelling there, in terms of statistic information, does it really provide the students with current information? For example, like total populations of Malaysia, for example, dan sebagainya. Okay, C, does these materials contain clear and concise language which is easily understandable by the students? Okay, will this item motivate and encourage or maintain the students' interest to learn more and more? Okay, does these materials encourage or motivate the learners to participate? Okay, there are certain materials that actually provide quizzes or games. Okay, in order to encourage more learners to participate into activities. Okay, is these materials in a good technical quality? For example, like video, so you have to check over the video. Okay, does the video has a high quality of audio? Okay, dan sebagainya. So you always check in terms of technicalities. Okay, so is there any evidence or comments from another users who has experience using the materials? Okay, so that's how many stars that in terms of rating scale of the materials. Okay, kalau dia hanya 1 star, satu we not really recommended. Then kalau dia 5 star, okay, so most of the customer they give 5 star to these materials, then we can consider on it. Okay, so is this material free from objectable bias or advertising? Next is a user guide or other documentation included. For example, there are certain materials, it comes with the user's instructions, how to use, how to play. Okay, so they give a simple and brief how to work on it, how to use these materials, how these materials works, okay, how to do these exercises. So they actually provide a complete set of user instructions, okay, on how to use these materials. Okay, so there are the certain what we call that user manual lah, okay, to come together with the materials. All right, that's sebagainya. So if you have all of these questions answered yes, so you may consider to use these materials. All right. Next. Okay. So the instructor personal file. Every instructors, every teachers, every subject teachers, okay, should develop their own teaching file based on chapter, based on subject taught. Wait. So every instructor should have their own file of media, file which consists of media references and appraisal evaluations for personal use. Okay, for example, okay, you have a list of materials that you have used before, then you start to make a list of URL address, okay, names of video, for example, you list it down, okay, then you put remarks. Teachers can start with developing a personal file containing selection rubric. Selection of is a table, okay, showing to you what are the criteria that the teachers use to make a choice of materials for their own teaching. Any piece of this information need to be documented into personal file, okay, for evaluating media use. This can be used for future reference, or you can share it to new teachers. Okay, you can inherit it, you can pass this instructor personal file to other, okay, to other new teachers, for example. Okay, next. Okay, so step number 3, choice number 2 is to make modification on existing materials. Okay, if suitable materials cannot be located, maksudnya you cannot find it. Okay, you fail to search for it. Okay, so designer together with instructor, they might have to make modification on existing unavailable materials. You make certain modification and amendment. Okay, more efficient. Okay, this choice number 2 is more efficient. Kenapa? Dia tak banyak cost. You just spend a little of your money, okay, to make small modifications. Okay, procedures rather than designing new materials. Okay, more efficient in terms of cost dan juga time. Okay, example of modified media. Okay, for example, we have available materials. Available material is a manual. Okay, with too much details, too comprehensive, too many text, too many paragraphs. Okay, and complex terminologies, technical language that difficult to understand. Okay, so this is available materials. So after certain modification, let us take a look how this materials is being created after modification. Okay, so too much details is being replaced, okay, with the use of pictures in manuals. Kita guna pictures instead of text. Okay, but modified, make changes, alter, amend the captions, and simplify the labels. Simplify the label ataupun you try to change the terms that you use, okay, so that the students can easily understood. All right. Okay. Next is, okay, designing new materials. Okay, this is choice number 3. Okay, there are many times that you need to design new materials. For example, when you have new syllabus, when you have a new subject. Okay, new subject require new materials, new chapters require new materials. All right. Okay, elements. Okay, they are basic factor that you have to consider when you choose when you decide to choose alternative number 3. Okay, So first, you have to look on objective. Okay, if the objective is new, okay, so you have to look on objective. Okay, whatever it is, okay, always, okay, refer to the learning objective. Okay, if the objective, okay, is new, then it require you to design a new materials for a new objective. Okay, macam tu. So you have to first really understand first the learning objective in order to help you to design new materials. Okay, number two is based on audience. Okay, so when you want to design a new materials, you have to consider information taken from step number one, analyze learners. Okay, so you have to make sure the materials that you want to develop, okay, that you want to design, okay, is able to support, okay, the learners learning styles and methods, okay, dan sebagainya. Okay, number three is cost. Okay, question, do you have enough cost? Do you have enough money? Do you have sufficient money, okay, to cover the cost of producing new materials? Okay, number four is in terms of technical expertise. Do you know how to design these materials? Okay, do you have skills, okay, technical skills, okay, that you can use to design new materials? Or maybe you can consider to give this project to design new materials to any lecturers or any teachers who have that technical expertise, okay, in helping you to produce a new materials. All right. Okay. So number five, do you have enough equipment? So you have to ensure that you have enough equipment that you can use to design a new materials. Maybe you have to set up a new a team, for example, or you can set up a workshop or lab for you to focus in designing new materials. Okay, number six is in terms of facilities. For example, if you want to create a website, okay, or you want to create an ebook, okay, on based on the hard copy notes, for example. So there are certain facilities that you need. For example, like Wi-Fi, internet connection, okay, library, for examples. Okay, facilities. Okay, and then lastly is time. Do you have enough time to complete, okay, designing these new materials? Kalau you ada masa, if you believe that you have enough time to complete your project in designing the materials, then you can proceed. Okay, kalau you tak ada masa, if you're busy with other things, so then you will not really focus with your project. Okay, so if you want to choose choice number three, make sure you able to commit in terms of time, okay, to design these new materials. So these are the 7 factors that you have to consider when you want to choose choice number 3. All right? Okay.